saying, I am the Christ, and shall deceive many. Okay, the greatest of them all will be the false prophet. And you shall hear of wars, rumors of wars. This will be mostly at the beginning of the Great Tribulation. But right now we find ourselves in troubled waters with Korea, and we can just go on and go on. But Jesus is talking about here that, and he's also talking about immediately before the Great Tribulation. Okay, and so we are there. We have rumors of wars right now. We got ships off of Korea. There could be war any day. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Christ, and shall deceive many. And you shall hear rumors of wars. Let thou not be troubled. For all these things must come to pass. The fulfillment. But the end is not yet. So you see these things, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes and diverse places, meaning places that never had them before. All of a sudden, you'll hear about an earthquake here or a volcano, something happened here, and you're like, wow, that never happened. Places that you wouldn't even know about or wouldn't think that would happen. That's going to happen. For these are the beginning of sorrows. Only a few places in the world will be exempt from these judgments. God is a judge. Then they deliver you up to be afflicted, and they shall kill you. Okay? Pertains to what? The midpoint of the Great Tribulation, when the Antichrist, in whom the Israel thought was the Messiah, will show his true colors. This is where he shows his true colors. Okay? And people are going to start dying. And you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. This also talks about the Jews that will be saved during the tribulation. This is where you get the 144,000, and people have some organizations have blown that so far out of proportion. I got news for you. The 144,000, those are all Jews. So that has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with anything else. The 144,000 are all Jews. And then then many shall be offended. Oh boy, ain't that the truth? And shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And that is talking about Jews that accept Christ. They'll be hated, and they'll be narked on by Jews, because Jews will accept Jesus. And many false prophets shall rise, and they shall deceive many. They will help the Antichrist, is what they're doing. And believe the iniquity shall abound, and the love of many shall wax cold. And what that means is people that turn their backs on Jesus that once knew him. That totally destroys the doctrine of eternal security, of once saved, always saved. So that's destroyed. I like to enter that into evidence as well. And I'm entering this into evidence. And the gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then the end shall come. So everybody knows, has had a chance to accept Christ. The end shall come. This is where Jesus talks about the Antichrist. Remember I asked you, did Jesus talk about the Antichrist? Yes, he did. When therefore shall see the abomination and desolation spoken by Daniel, the prophet, stand in the holy place. Ha ha. Who reads, let him understand. Daniel talked about Jesus, right? Because Jesus came pre-incarnated, gave Daniel the vision about the temple. Okay, Jesus is now saying, therefore, you shall see the abomination. This is when the Antichrist goes into the temple and proclaims himself God. It's an abomination. It's black and white. It's black and white. Excuse me. Let him which are on the housetop not come down to take anything out of the house. Neither let him which is in the field turn his back and take his clothes. And woe unto them who are with child, and to them they give suck in those days. But pray ye your flights be not in winter, neither on the Sabbath day. What Jesus is saying here is very simple. Jerusalem is under attack. He's saying, don't even gather anything, don't do anything, take off. Go. They know where they're going. They're going into the valley of decision, the valley of Megiddo, the valley of Jehoshaphat, that all the prophets have testified to today, and they're heading there. And he says, woe unto the women with child, because it's going to be very hard for them that are carrying child, and they're getting ready to give child, or they already have children. Okay, because they're going to rush, and they got to move, right? War is coming. So he's saying, woe unto them that are with child. Okay, it's going to be hard for you, but he'll be with them. But pray that your flight be not on a Sabbath or in the winter time. It would be cold, and also it be not on a Sabbath day, because you're not permitted to travel on a Sabbath day, and it won't, because God will make sure of it. Did Jesus talk about great tribulation? Yes, he did. Now listen carefully. And then shall be great tribulation, such as the world has never seen, since the beginning of the world to this time, not ever shall be. People say, well, I'm living in tribulation. Yeah, you might be living in some kind of tribulation, but not as the world has never seen it. No. So you're wrong. This has not happened yet. I'd like to enter that in evidence. For there shall rise false Christs, false prophets. He's quoting Revelation chapter 13. They shall show great signs and wonders in the sky, as so much as possible they shall deceive the very elect. That's Israel. This man will have power. He'll be able to do things because Satan gives him the power of an angel. He can do things. He can make thunder. He can do stuff. He'll make a statue come to life through the demonic infiltration. He will do these things, and people will believe and will bow down and worship him. Will think he's God, man. This is a literal translation. This doesn't mean something else. Okay, I don't know where we got off focus here. You know, I really don't. Okay, I got 10 minutes, cameraman, so I gotta speed it up. All right, real quick here. Jesus talks about the coming of the Son of Man. When I'm coming, here he goes. For as lightning cometh out of the east and shineth unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man. For whosoever the carcass is, there will be eagles be gathered together. Wow. Wow. In the Greek, it's vultures, and he's talking about after. You're going to look for me. Look for the where the eagle or the vultures are, because they're eating the flesh off all the dead soldiers. Again, he's quoting Revelation. I like to enter that into evidence. And I think I probably covered almost the alphabet by now. And here it is again. Thus shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give light. And the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And this is all, everything against the Antichrist. This will work. And then shall appear a sign of the Son of Man in heaven. Woo! The Son of Man. And then shall the tribes of the earth mourn, because now they see him, and they shall see the Son of Man. The tribes, the Israelites that are trapped, they're going to look up, they're going to see Jesus, they're going to recognize him as the Messiah, and they're going to recognize they put him on the cross, and they killed him. He comes back. Coming into the clouds of heaven and the power of great glory. This will be seen on television. Television plays a big part in this too. CNN covers wars. They will see Jesus. Every Jew, everybody, but the reason why I'm mentioning Jews is important here in the next verse. And he shall send his angels, this starts the millennium reign, his angels with the sound of a great trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect, Israel, from the four winds, not one end of heaven to the other. Now some believe this scripture is for the post-tribbers. They grab all this to the mid-tribbers. Well, I survived the tribulation. No. That has nothing to do with you. He's collecting every Jew that's not in Jerusalem, and he's bringing them all in, the elect. That is Israel. That is an Israeli. That is Jewish. That is a Jew. Okay, so he's bringing them all in, and he's gathered them together with us, with everybody that has went to heaven. When he comes out of clouds, we are there with him. Clouds refers to, in the Greek, saints. Saints, we will be with him. Now I'm going to speed up a little bit. Jesus talks about Noah. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also be the coming of the Son of Man be. For in days they were before, they were the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day Noah entered the ark. So shall also be the coming of the Son of Man be. I love that part. He mentions Noah. He said the same reasons why I flooded and killed the earth is the same reason that the rapture will take place. Okay? Not the rapture, but the end times, because the Antichrist has the world so wicked. It is very wicked. It's wicked now. It's going to be 10, 20 times more, 100 times more wicked. And that's when that's when Jesus comes back in the second coming. When the army rises against Israel. You see, the temple, you need peace to build the temple. Right now there's no peace, there's no temple. Israel and the Arab nations must have peace. A man must bring peace. That'll be the Antichrist. Okay? Out of the chaos. But something catastrophic, like I said in my Facebook tonight, must happen to make it happen. And that is called the rapture. Okay? And the rapture, and I'll get to it, but there's one scripture that I want to go over with you real quickly. And I always have trouble finding this one. But it has to do with the 69th week. I'll find it because I have it highlighted. Just bear with me for a couple seconds, praise God. Okay. I want you to go to Matthew 26, verse 17. People want to know where the 69th week is. I found it. Now on the first day of the feast of unleavened bread, the disciples came unto Jesus, saying unto him, Where will you that prepares for you to eat the Passover? He said, Go into the city to such a man, and say unto him, The master says,